Hi everyone, welcome to the Dissect Architecture YouTube channel where I explore different sides of architecture. In this video, I'm showing you how I created this render on Photoshop. Let me know what you think below in the comments. Let's start out by creating a pattern from a texture to help us build the render. Then, I'm creating a new layer and adding a fill to it. Double-click the layer to open the Layer Effects panel and click on the Pattern Overlay option. Here, you are able to scale and change the opacity of your pattern. After you're finished with your adjustments, click OK. Afterwards, use the Magic Wand tool to select the area where you want the pattern to go and create a clipping mask. Here, I am approaching a different technique and distorting the texture instead to manipulate its look. Afterwards, I am copying and pasting the texture to cover the area where it will be placed. Once that is done, I am again using the Magic Wand tool to select the area and create a clipping mask of the texture. Then, I am layering grass textures over each other. I'm using the eraser tool to let the bottom texture peek through. I learned this technique from the YouTube channel Show It Better. You'll see that I go back and forth between both techniques as I am working. I do this depending on the texture and where it will be added. Now, I'm adding a glass texture with the previous technique that I used to add the grass. Next, I'm starting to add some entourage. Doing this will not only add more detail to your image but bring it to life. In adding entourage, make sure to use PNG files that have a transparent background. I'm using the transform tool to scale down the entourage images. As you can see here, part of my line work was missing. I'm resolving this issue by using the polygonal lasso tool to shape the missing area. I'm continuing to add entourage. This time I'm creating a field of flowers by copying and pasting the same flower to fill the entire area. Now, moving on to the trees. Add them by pasting them into your file first and then scale them down and start distributing them. I'm distributing them by a type at a time. Afterwards, I am moving on and starting to add people with the previous technique used for the trees. This is something that I'm still working on, but I'm adding an adjustment layer to experiment with the hue and saturation of the grass. Don't be afraid to experiment. You can always delete a layer afterwards if you don't like it. Now let's start to add shadow. Open the Layer Styles panel and select the Inner Shadow option. Adjust the settings to achieve the shadow that suits your render the best. I'm copying the layer of the shadow that was just added and using it to paste the effect on the other layers. You can also add shadows by using a diffuse black brush to add shadows to different objects. Here I'm adding one to the grass. When you're adding a shadow through a brush, adjust the blending mode and opacity of the layer. I'm now adding a shadow to the trees by using the brush tool with the dark fill. Make sure to also reduce the brush size and change it to an oval. After you are done, repeat the same technique again to add shadow to the people. As you are getting closer to finishing your render, make any final adjustments. I'm adding more shadow and adding another color fill. Now, using a diffuse brush with a dark blue color, I'm adding more depth to the glass texture to create some shadow. Then I am switching to a lighter color to add some highlights. Continue to add highlights using the dodge tool and cleaning up the margins of the render by using the rectangular marquee tool. And this is the final result. I hope you enjoy watching the video and learn some things along the way. If you have any questions, please let me know below and I will answer them. Thanks for watching.